computer. Okay. Hi, everyone. Akshaya here. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about um, fitness and how fitness kind of weaves into my lifestyle, especially being a yoga practitioner and an avid meditator and practicing Ayurvedic principles in my daily life. How does fitness and working out kind of tie into all of these things? So we all know that yoga and meditation is really helpful in balancing a healthy mindset. And while you do move your body when you're practicing yoga, the real goal of yoga is to kind of bring your breath and your mind and your body, all of your movements into alignment so that you can have, you can develop your mind skills in terms of focus and concentration. And those skills over a period of time help you develop a greater sense of awareness within yourself, and also help you connect more to the things that keep you balanced either physically, mentally, or emotionally. The other side of it in Ayurveda, the way Ayurveda talks about fitness is there's a concept called Vyayama in Ayurveda, which essentially means that you pretty much need to have a little bit of strenuous activity in your everyday that makes you sweat. So while yoga doesn't necessarily make you sweat, Ayurveda asks that you do something that makes you sweat every day. And for me, that's working out. That's where working out comes in. I like my strength training with my weights. I like to do a little bit of high intensity workout with low impact. I don't like a lot of jumping, but I do like to sweat. Sometimes a short run, a walk, whatever it is. And I notice that when I have all of these elements in my life, I'm able to function and meet like the demands of being a mother, a business owner, a home chauffeur, cook, teacher. These days of COVID has me doing a lot more than just one role. So I wanted to introduce you all to Chitra Rachlani from Fit Warrior Chitra. And Chitra is a personal trainer and a fitness enthusiast, and she teaches women how to bring fitness into their lives through her group program in a safe and effective way. So let me bring in Chitra. Hey, Chitra. Thanks so much for coming here today and joining me.
Thank
And
you.
you're welcome. And what I'd like to know is, how did you get started in your personal fitness journey?
Great question. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. I got into my fitness journey really by accident. I'd never in my life imagined I would be a fitness coach. It's not something I planned. I was never, an avid fitness enthusiast when I was younger. The one thing that I constantly did do is struggle with weight. I have been a chubby kid, and I've struggled to lose weight ever since. So it was something that I always worked towards, but never really thought about making it a career until I lost 80 pounds about 6 years ago through a program that combined fitness, nutrition, and mindset. And after having tried a whole bunch of yo-yo, programs, diets, where I went up and down that roller coaster of getting my hopes up high and then crashing down and gaining all the weight back and then some, because you never always gain what you lost, you gain
Right.
with interest.
Mm-hmm.
So, finally figuring out how to win that battle long term is what got me excited. And once I saw that, I was like, I have to share this with the world. I just knew that I had found my calling, and this was it. I had to help people not have to struggle with that weight loss journey over and over again, and to help them find their way out once and for all. I always say, get them out of that roller coaster into cruise control. So that's
Right.
been my mission ever since. So that's how I kind of got into it.
That's awesome. So cruise control to me sounds a lot like maintenance, right? Like having a
Absolutely.
really bang maintenance program, because it's easy to get started and it's so easy to fall off. But then when you
Yeah.
have a maintenance program, that really keeps you going for the long haul.
Yeah, it's two things really. I mean, yes, it's maintenance, but in order to get to that maintenance phase, you need the right knowledge. And I feel like the fitness industry, unfortunately, has so much misinformation and so much confusion and so much chaos
Right.
that it is very hard for the average person who doesn't have that knowledge to figure out how to get to maintenance. Because we're all trying. I mean, look at the number
Right.
of diets out there, look at the number of fitness
Hmm.
programs out there. Everybody is trying to figure it out, right? But breaking it down to the basics, really understanding what goes on in the body, how food affects us, that knowledge makes the maintenance so much easier. Because
Right.
once I knew how food, how my body responds to food, how food breaks down in my body, that knowledge empowered me, and I was like, oh, I could do this for the rest of my life, and it wasn't another diet anymore.
Right. That's awesome. So, speaking of, you mentioned mindset. So how essential is mindset to the way
Oh
you
my
work
God.
with your clients?
Mindset is everything. Oh, I wish I had my mindset is everything shirt. I was giving out these shirts a while back. Mindset is everything. But really, I think that's the biggest part of any long-term change that you want to make, right? And I'm sure you see that in your yoga practice and
Right.
Ayurveda as well. It really, if you're not, I always say, like, if someone told me to give up chocolate, we were talking about chocolate earlier,
Yeah.
I would feel like, oh my God, I don't want to give up chocolate. Or, okay, if I have to give it up, how long, do I have to wait till I can have it again? Or it's the same thing with sugar or, processed food. It's the same way. Like, if you tell
Mm,
people you got to give it up, it's not an empowered mindset, right?
that's
It's the
true.
mindset of being deprived and feeling like, oh my God, I'm giving something up. But if I told you what the food industry is doing to our foods,
Hmm.
how they're processing our food so that it becomes more and more addictive, now suddenly I'm like, okay, I'm not going to eat all of that stuff just so I can fund the McMansions of those CEOs.
Right.
Now I'm empowered. And now I'm like, I don't need that sugar.
Yeah.
So coming from that empowered mindset, I feel like it lends itself a little more towards lasting change as
Hmm.
opposed to quick fixes, right?
Yeah.
So definitely mindset is huge. It's a big part of everything I do for myself and for my clients.
So a little bit about your approach as a personal trainer. What would you say are the benefits of working with a personal trainer versus just putting on another YouTube video? Because I've done it. I have friends who do it all the time who go, they ask for suggestions of, okay, tell me, who do you watch on YouTube for your fitness? And I'm like, when I find myself going to YouTube, I'm not consistent and I don't really do it. So I'd like to hear what are the benefits of working with a personal trainer versus just putting on another YouTube video?
That's a great question. I just recently had a client say to me, I do YouTube videos all the time, or I used to, but when I started taking your virtual boot camp classes, there's two things that happen that does not happen in YouTube. One is I know that you're waiting for me, so I show up, and I know that you're watching me, so I can't just stop doing what I'm doing in the middle and just wait and watch you do it. I have to
Right.
keep going. And no, and hearing you live, like screaming and yelling and telling me, let's go, keep going, keeping that energy level up is important.
Yeah.
So, the one thing is, yes, somebody's live holding your hand through that whole process and making sure
Mhm.
you're doing things right and pushing you a little more than you would on your own. But the more important thing to me is making sure that you don't hurt yourself. Because
Right.
I have a lot of people that come from taking boot camp classes outside in other gyms or online now, and they have back issues or neck issues or
Right.
knee issues because they're not doing it right. So the biggest comparison I can give, and this is the analogy that I use a lot, is like if you go to YouTube, let's say you wanted to learn how to play the piano. You go to YouTube, you learn how to play a song on the piano. Okay, you can do that. You can learn a song, you can learn 2 songs, you can learn 3 songs, and you can have fun with that.
Right.
But if you go to a piano teacher and you learn how to play the notes, then you're unlimited in your repertoire. You have a whole range of songs you can play, and you have a deeper understanding of how the songs work. So,
Right.
it's the same thing with a personal trainer. You get a deeper understanding of your body. You know what your limitations are. You know what your limits are. You know how to push yourself a little more. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of benefits, of course. The biggest would be safety and form.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, I totally get it. The yoga world is same inundated with YouTube videos, but there's
Yeah.
such a huge area where you can just really hurt yourself.
Oh,
Don't
I
want to
can
go down
totally
that road.
imagine. I'm not a big, like, I've done yoga a few times in my life, but I know that some of those poses are tricky. I mean, if I don't do them right, I could easily hurt themselves. So it would be so great to have someone watch me and correct me as I'm doing it.
Right.
You know, and then you remember that so much more because someone was teaching you as you were in the middle of it, as opposed to just looking at a YouTube
Exactly.
video that teaches you how to do it, right?
Exactly. The
Yeah,
voice of your trainer is like in your head, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
that's
100%.
amazing. Okay, so what are the most common mistakes you see people do when they begin a fitness regimen? Like, what are some things you could tell someone, say, stop that right now?
Well, there's, in terms of form, if we just look at form, right, there are when people do their abs, they use their neck a lot. So I see this when they're like with
Guilty.
their neck, yeah. So they're like, I'm doing abs but my neck hurts.
Mhm.
Or if they're doing a plank and their back hurts, anytime you do any ab exercise, if you're the biggest thing is really you got to feel it in the muscle that you're working. So if
Right.
you're doing push-ups and you're feeling them in your shoulders and your neck and your back, I'm sorry, you're not doing push-ups right. You need to feel the push-ups right here in your chest, right? That's the muscle you're working. So it's really making that mind-muscle connection is so important. But also just, one of the other things that I see most commonly is people scrunching up their shoulders like that.
Mm.
When, they want to lift heavy weights and they want to do these big machines in the gyms, or like just, use bands that are heavier than they should be doing.
Right.
And it happens a lot in group sessions, especially.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like, okay, just because everyone's doing a 20 pound or 30 pound, I got to do the same. You don't. You got to do what works for you in a way that feels safe and feels good to your body. Everybody has different limits, and we got to understand where our body's limits are. And some people may be strong in their cardio, some people may be strong in their strength, but really understanding your body is the first step. And then making sure that you don't go too far or too fast without really, understanding that and taking it step by step. And the other thing that I see a lot is people go all or nothing.
Right.
That's like the biggest thing. Like, oh, I'm going on a fitness journey. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to work out 7 days a week. I'm going to eat,
Mm-hmm.
give up all my sugar, all my alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
And then, 2 weeks in, they're like, oh, screw this. I can't keep
Yeah.
this up. So start small, take baby steps, and build your way up. That's the best way to get there and stay
I
there longer.
I love that. I love that. I have learned all these things the hard way, Chitra. I needed you in my
Me
life
too.
like a long time ago.
Me too, my
Uh,
friend. Me too. But it's all good. As long as we're learning and growing and evolving, that's all that matters.
exactly. Agreed. So tell me a little bit about your new group program that you're launching. Um, if you if you could boil it down to what are the biggest issues that your group program solves?
Sure. Another great question. You're making me think. I like it. So my new group program, it's called Empowered Weight Loss, and it really focuses on helping people master the 3 M's: movement, meal prep, and mindset. Those are the 3 M's that I want to help you focus on. Movement, when it comes to movement, I want to help people how to move, show them how to move efficiently. So we do 3 workouts a week. We break it down into different body parts so that we're working all your major muscle groups. So every workout you do, every set you do, every single rep you do is going to change your body because we're doing it super efficiently, right? So, and sometimes people ask me, what does that mean, efficiently? It really means that you are totally mindful when you're doing that exercise,
Mm-hmm.
which means you're breathing right, your posture's right, your weight is right for you, and you're lifting it in the best possible way to see the biggest bang for your buck.
Right.
So when you do it that way versus just going through the motions and just trying to keep up with the trainer in the YouTube video or with the person next to you, then you're not getting the most out of it, because either you're risking yourself to get injured or you're, going to it's just going to be too much for you.
Right.
So movement, that's where we focus on form, and then meal prep, because I really feel that most people know what to eat and what not to eat. They
Right.
know. If I ask anyone, they'd be like, I know I need to give up my wine, or I need to give up my sugar.
Right.
And I know that I need to eat more veggies, or
It's almost like a guilt though, like, right?
it
It's almost
is,
like,
yeah. And so I want to take that away. I want people to
mm-hmm.
enjoy their food. I love, love, love food. I'm a big foodie. So
Me too.
and I'm like, I'm not going to tell you to give up your favorite foods.
Right.
Do you need to have a certain sense of mental control? Yes. My biggest lesson is don't be a slave to the food.
Yeah.
Don't be a slave to the food. Don't have it just because it's there and you have no control. You are more powerful than you think and you have the control.
Right.
It's just that you need to come from a place of empowerment and tell yourself that, yes, I can have these foods, but I can have them in moderation. I can have them on the weekend maybe, or I can indulge in it every now and then, or maybe I'm going to give it up for a little while and I'll be
Right.
okay. So coming from that place, and I focus on meal prep, even though I talk about nutrition a lot in the program, but
Mm-hmm.
my main focus is meal prep because what I've seen in my experience with all of my clients is that the only reason people don't eat healthy, the biggest reason is that they're not prepared.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I want to focus on the preparation part of it. I want to show you how to make healthy cooking easy and
Right.
accessible so that you always are armed and ready with healthy meals at hand.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
And then
amazing.
the mindset will be tied into everything we do. So that's just going to be a big part of
Right.
all of the stuff we do.
Well, yeah. So essentially, everything that you're working on is just a way of reframing what is fitness and how do we eat? Like, how do we think about food? Like, I think I read something recently um, that where someone said, okay, I can either eat this chocolate cake right now, or I can think about how do I want to feel 90 minutes from now? And
Yeah.
then allow my choice to kind of come from there. Because I know if I eat the slice of chocolate cake right now, I'm probably going to be lying in bed and watching Netflix and feeling like not doing anything at all in 90 minutes. And that's, food really has this massive impact on our energy, on our mood, and everything. So I love that you're doing this really valuable education around food where it's food where it ties in to everything else that you do, especially maintaining your ability to work out on a regular schedule. That's really amazing.
Absolutely. And you'd be surprised, most of my clients, I end up giving them more food to eat in their plans. And they're always shocked that
Yeah,
they ate more than they used to, but they still lost weight. So it's
exactly.
about looking at food as fuel. Food is
Yeah,
fuel. That's what it is. I mean, yes, food can be pleasure, but the key is to go from being a food slave to a food boss, really.
yeah,
Like, I'm in charge and I'm going to eat that when I decide I want to have it, not because it's in front of me and because I have no control.
yeah.
So that's the mindset shift that we try to make.
I love it. Okay, so say tomorrow, 5 women show up and say, I want to sign up for your group program, Chitra. What's my equipment setup? Tell me what I need before your program launches.
Awesome. Yeah. So great question again. I tell people, my workouts are designed to be able to be done with just your body weight. You don't need any equipment. I do tell them, however, we'll use light weights. If you have them, you can definitely take advantage of them. So keep them handy. We've gotten creative in terms of using all kinds of household stuff. I've had clients who didn't have weights in the beginning of COVID. They were like super hard to find. They've
Yeah.
used soup cans. They've used water bottles. I had one woman use like a shampoo bottle from Costco, two of those.
Nice.
So, we had fun. We used paper plates as the gliders. And
Oh, that's really smart.
yeah, so we had a lot of fun. I don't know if you could see my stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, you want me to show you what I
Yeah,
have?
let's
And
take a
then,
look at what you've got.
awesome. All right, so hopefully you can see this is my little gym. I don't have a whole lot either, but if you do your exercises right, you don't need a whole lot. So
Exactly.
I have this resistance band. It's a nice
Mm-hmm.
and simple resistance band. These are easy to find, actually. They're not too hard to find.
Right.
You can get the adjustable one. I get one from Amazon, and that's like, I'll show you in a bit. But it's got 4 or 5 bands, and you can adjust each one so that you can
Right.
use different weights.
Okay.
That's one. I have the stability ball, which I don't use a lot in my classes because not a lot of people have them,
Right.
but it's an option. And then I have some simple weights. I have a 3-pound set, I have 5 pounds, and I have 10 pounds. So a
Perfect.
couple of different dumbbells. One of my favorite cardio exercises is jump rope. And it's super easy, super accessible,
Yeah.
gets your heart rate up, gets your blood flowing. We did buy this whole like little all-in-one machine, but
Right.
you don't need that for the classes. You don't need any of that. We
Mm-hmm.
just use simple, basic stuff, and we do a lot of body weight stuff. But
Yeah.
everybody's, kind of, pumping by the end, and they're like exhausted. I have to show you. My husband made these.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so hysterical. He took like little containers and he filled them with cement. These are like
Nice.
24 pounds. And
Oh
we
my gosh.
had fun. So I can and I will.
That's amazing. So
Just
what?
for
Wait, does
fun.
he use them or do you use them?
I'll use them occasionally. He
Yeah.
needs more heavier weights. Men
Right.
usually need more. But yeah, I use them occasionally. But it's fun, it's like we had fun making them.
Right.
And it was getting creative in the moment. So why
That's
not?
amazing. I love this because you don't need much to begin a fitness journey. Like you can literally start with your own body. You can start with just running outside, or there's so much resistance stuff that you can do without a weight, right? Or by being creative, like creating your own cement buckets. That's awesome. Or
Yeah,
using those
why not?
giant gallon-sized Costco shampoo bottles. Like, might as
Right.
well use your membership for a little more than just stocking up
Right. There
on
you go.
toilet paper.
The benefits of bulk buying.
Exactly, right? Okay, so I love everything that we've talked about today. It's so in line with everything that I do, and from the yoga and Ayurveda perspective, I think this idea of mindset really creeps in, right? At the end of the day, you want to
Absolutely.
be successful in your fitness journey and developing a healthy mindset. I think it's something that's going to go beyond your fitness journey, beyond the way you eat. Like, I think I wouldn't be surprised if you told me tomorrow that your clients are seeing the benefits of their mindset change creeping into other areas of their lives, right?
Oh, absolutely. I see that with my one-on-one clients all the time. And it's an intimate relationship. I really get to know them really well because, I do believe that one aspect of your life does tie into all the others. So part of the plan that I have for this program is to bring in experts from the wellness industry that are not directly doing what I'm doing, but they could still contribute to the overall wellness, right?
Right.
So I have, women who are going to speak about stress and how that affects us because that impacts our health too. We're going to talk about sleep. We're going to talk about hormones. I have a functional medicine doctor that I'm going to bring in.
Yeah.
So just, I think that we need to educate ourselves overall because like you said, for me personally, when I lost the weight and I got healthier and I found my, passion for fitness and health over, one more time and for life, it really did, ripple into everything else that I do because I found that if I stop making excuses here, I can't make excuses anywhere else because every time I try, it's like, oh, but you could do that, and that was really hard. So why can't you do this? And it's like a great reminder. And I always say, I'm like, fitness is one thing that you can control right now. If you wanted to become like CEO of a company, or if you wanted to write a book, or if you wanted to become a famous speaker, all of that involves more people. It involves more factors. But with your body, all you need is yourself and your desire to start. And that's it. That's it. Once you start, it's, nobody can stop you. Nobody's going to tell you don't eat healthy. Nobody's going to tell you don't work out. Once you decide, it's really up to you and you alone. Once you decide to do it, that's it. You're unstoppable. There are no outside factors that you're depending on. And people use outside factors. They say, I don't have time. They say, I don't have the money. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have equipment.
Right.
But those are all really, at the end of the day, it comes down to, are they really stopping you from getting fit? Something to think about.
Yeah. I agree. So tell people where they can connect with you, how they can learn a little bit more about your upcoming program. So give us the deets, Instagram, Facebook, tell us how to find you.
Absolutely. So all my social media is Fit Warrior Chitra. My website is fitwarriorlife.com. And I can share a link when you post this to the direct page for the program. It does start on Monday, September 21st, and Friday is the last day to enroll. So I would welcome anybody who wants to learn more to book a call with me. You can book it directly from the page that I'll share, or you can look it up on my website. Or just, reach out to me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. you can find me anywhere on Fit Warrior Chitra.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today, Chitra. I really appreciate getting this insight into how you think about fitness and how you teach women to embody fitness from a different mindset than what's out there right now. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here with me today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to sharing more with anyone who's interested.
Yeah, you
Thanks
have
again.
one. Yeah, catch you later. And links will be in the comments below.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.